High school is such a serious thing. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 high school drama TV show cliches. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be focusing on the most overused storylines and tropes in teen dramas on TV. Number 10, Prom.
But I don't feel like I have anything left to give you now, Joe.
Professions of love, hearts breaking, fights breaking out, and awkward first times. Everything goes down at prom. At the culmination of 4 years together, before our beloved characters go their separate ways, it is always a night to remember.
You guys crashing?
What? No.
One Tree Hill might be one of the only examples of a low-key prom, wherein the characters crash the prom of another school. But of course, that was preceded by their own prom in which Peyton and Brooke were kidnapped by Peyton's fake half-brother.
Get off me!
The iconic prom episode is such a favorite of teen dramas that sometimes you even get a double dose with the junior prom episode as well.
Eat your heart out, Kate Middleton.
Number 9, Student-Teacher Affair.
My name's Tamara. What's yours?
Pacey, nice to meet you.
What else is there to do when you've clearly outgrown your immature high school peers? Admittedly, the storyline might have been a surprising and dramatic one at some point, but it has long since lost its shock factor after appearing in so many modern high school dramas.
You're not a boy.
One of the most infamous is probably the short-lived romance of Pacey and Miss Jacobs from Dawson's Creek. The affair between Arya and Ezra from Pretty Little Liars was one of the show's main relationships. Gossip Girl blogged about Dan sleeping with Miss Carr. Even Degrassi goes there with Sav and Miss O. We leave you with 2 final names, Archie Andrews and Miss Grundy. Number 8, Marriage Proposals.
Michael Robert Chang Jr., will you marry me?
When the show has already gone big with the main couples getting together, breaking up, and getting back together again, there is only one place left to go. The relationships are usually the driving force behind a teen drama, and everyone wants to see their favorites end up together. Some shows like Glee even use this trope more than once. More often than not, the pubescent characters will experiment with every possible pairing imaginable, but there is always that one couple that is just meant to be.
Rachel Berry, will you marry me?
Finn and Rachel, Chuck and Blair, Nathan and Haley, Corey and Topanga, everyone knew they were endgame.
Will you marry me?
Number 7, someone is being bullied.
What'd I do?
You were almost in my way.
Is it even really high school without bullies? Sometimes a cliche is a cliche for a reason, because it's based in truth. Many early 21st century teen dramas try to tell the story from both perspectives, the bullies and the bullied. Freaks and Geeks was one of the first shows to center around the social underlings, and it has since become a staple of the genre.
You swear you're 14? And you're a geek.
Whether it be doled out by serious physical violence or humorous slushies to the face, it is one of the most overused storylines in teen dramas.
Ooh, welcome to Loser Town. Population U.
Number 6, Pregnancy and Pregnancy Scares.
I think I'm pregnant.
Apparently, in fictional high school towns, the teen pregnancy rate is off the charts, and it usually happens to the person you'd least expect.
How long have you known?
A few weeks.
A few weeks.
On the occasions that's not a full-on pregnancy, a scare serves the purpose of injecting some drama into the young characters' already intense lives.
Ma?
Yes, you.
This tool is often used as a cliffhanger, with the audience knowing someone is pregnant, but not exactly who or with some doubt as to who the father is. The storyline appears so often that it's barely even shocking anymore.
I want to consider letting some nice couple adopt the baby.
Afraid of me touching the kid?
Number 5, a teacher has unusual teaching methods.
Okay, I'm here for homeroom, I'm here for English, and I'm here anytime you just want to talk.
There's always that one teacher who relates to the students on another level and rebels against the class's curriculum. Though beloved by the students, they are always butting heads with the hard-ass principal. Who could forget the love-hate relationship between Mr. Turner and Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World?
I gave them the test. Interestingly, they gave it back to me.
Well, of course they did, earring boy.
They usually disagreed about how to handle situations with the students, but ultimately had the goal of just wanting what's best for them. Occasionally, a show will throw a curveball into this storyline, with the teacher who only thinks he's cool.
I'm 18, I get confused every day. 18, I just don't know what to say.
Number 4. Bad boys and good girls.
You were right. I was being a jerk earlier.
Not gonna argue.
Everyone loves a bad boy, especially the good girl. This is one of the most predictable storylines, not just in high school dramas, but in all of film and TV. That boy with the chip on his shoulder meets the goody two-shoes girl, and opposites inevitably attract. One Tree Hill's Nayli are an emblematic character of this trope. He changes his behavior to win her over, and with everything stacked against them, they beat the odds.
At this point, there's nothing that you can say or do that's going to surprise me.
Sometimes the good girl goes bad for a short stint, or the bad boy reverts to his former behavior just to make things more interesting. But they ultimately make each other better versions of themselves. Number 3. Characters never seem to attend class and are usually in the hallway.
I think we waited long enough.
It's a wonder these characters ever graduate high school at all, unless standing in the hall and brooding is considered an elective. Understandably, a scene with all your characters just sitting in class learning about Catcher in the Rye is not at all visually interesting, or crucial to the plot of the story. But learning rarely seems to take place in dramas that are ironically set in high school.
Well, I'm glad I got your attention.
The students' time in school is mostly spent in the hallways talking about their drama and life problems. They always seem to be walking to class, but never manage to get there. Family Guy once even made a point to poke fun at this phenomenon.
Dude, let me tell you something. There is nothing that'll ever happen in the rest of our lives that's as important as what's going on right here, right now in high school by these lockers.
Number 2. Love-hate relationships.
What's the matter? Aren't you your mother's daughter?
The best couples in high school dramas are the ones you'd never expect. Unfortunately, these relationships have become the ones we have come to always expect. If you see two people who don't get along in the pilot episode of a series, it's probably a safe bet that they'll have gotten together by the finale.
Maybe it's simply you just enjoy putting me in the most awkward situations and just watching me squirm pacing.
They usually start out as enemies, or at least frenemies, but eventually, all that tension bubbles over into an intense and passionate on and off romance. They fight, they bicker, and they drive each other crazy, but that's what makes them so great.
Maybe we should just go our separate ways.
Maybe we should.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Anyway, sorry about this morning with your dad. I had no idea he was there.
It's because he usually isn't.
These are basically amphetamines. They're like steroids on speed or speed on steroids.
I'd like to talk to you today about prejudice and how it still exists in today's world.
Number 1. Love triangles.
Do you love him? Are you just want to sleep with him?
How could you say that?
What he's gonna expect?
Pretty much all teen dramas have at least one love triangle storyline. A lot of times, it's even the driving force behind the whole series, such as the famous Dawson-Joey Pacey dilemma and the Brooke, Lucas, and Peyton debacle. Degrassi lives on this storyline. And of course, there's the well-known Archie, Betty, and Veronica triangle. In pretty much every season and all incarnations of this high school drama, there is a new love triangle introduced. Whether it's a situation of someone cheating on someone else, or simply one character going back and forth between the other two, it usually involves two best friends upping the drama even more.
I gotta stop hanging out with you.
I don't want you to stop.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.